Hello there, this is Molen Dinarius here from Latinum, and you can find Latinum at Patreon. This video is one of a series called Mi Fa Tota Musica, the lost language of music, made easy. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the Solfeggio system, the Do-Re-Mi system, developed in France, the continental system as the English used to call it, that now spread across the whole world, and this is what everyone knows as in The Sound of Music, do a deer, a female deer, and so on and so forth. Then we have the English or Lancashire system, which existed for hundreds of years. It was used by Purcell right through until this book we're looking at, published in the 1860s by Woodman, the English or Lancashire system. It only became called the Lancashire system after the French system started to spread, and it became necessary to distinguish it. And then the tonic solfa system developed in England as well. And so this older, more ancient system became called Lancastrian or Lancashire. But it is simply the English system, and it is a variant of the ancient system, the hexachordal system developed by Guido. This is the system that was taught in the academies in Naples, and the English system taught throughout the great cathedrals of England right until the early modern period. And in Germany, a variant was used, for example, that which is found in Preindel's Gesanglehre, which was a manual written for the great cathedral of St. Stephen's in Vienna. Preindel was the Kapellmeister, and this is the cathedral that Mozart was destined to be the Kapellmeister of, except unfortunately he passed away. So Mozart would have known the system because he would have had to teach it, or certainly be in charge of the people who were teaching it if he wasn't teaching it himself. So let's have a look firstly at the English system. I am assuming that you know the other system, the normal Do-Re-Mi system that is spread everywhere and that everyone uses when they are studying what they call solfège or solfeggio these days. The English system is extinct. It has gone the way of the dodo. Let's have a look at it. So we start off with fa, not with do, and not with ut. Guido's original system started with ut, and it had 3 hexachords, which could then be joined together to make compound scales, which we have an example of here. So let's firstly look at Guido's original system, starting with ut. So ut being the keynote, in this case C. So ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. That's starting on C. Let us do the same thing with the hard hexachord, starting on G. Ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. Why is it called the hard hexachord? Is because this note B was signified with the hard B symbol, which we see here in the picture next to C as our modern natural sign. That's actually an old square B. And the soft B looks like our modern lowercase b, the bottom part not being a box but rounded. And this was the soft B, which gave rise to the soft hexachord. Ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, sol, fa, mi, re, we are making the compound scale from C, in this case, then we modulate from the natural hexachord into the hard hexachord. And I've written down this modulation at the very, very top of the image in small writing in red, starting with Fa. But let us pretend for a moment that we are Guido and we are still using Ut. So we start off with Ut. Ut. So Ut, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Ut. The English system replaces Ut with Fa, which I am going to keep in all of the subsequent videos because I think this is very, very useful, especially if we are moving up and down the scale, and most pieces of music require us to go above the keynote and below the keynote. If we're going to go below the keynote, then Do or Ut needs to be Fa, and it was sung as Fa. So let's do that again, this time with Fa. Fa, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Fa. The English system is a variation of this, and we're going to have a look at this now and see how it's a variation of it. So it starts on Fa, but it doesn't go Fa, Re, Mi. It goes Fa, Sol, La, Fa, Sol, La, Mi, Fa. So what's going on there? Why is it doing that? Why isn't it going like Fa, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, or Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol? If you were an Italian in the 18th century, you would have sung Do, because Ut disappeared. The reason why Ut was replaced with Do is to do with the fact that Ut ends in a consonant. And so it's hard for a singer to maintain and sing this. Also, the oo of the Ut was thought to be not a good sound. Guido liked it because it meant that every single syllable of the scale was using a different type of vowel, which gave the singers practice. But the Italians thought it sounded awful and replaced it with Do. I think that it's useful not to use Do, because this just confuses the issue, because it's become so closely associated with the French system, the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, that if we use it, then we will confuse ourselves, and it's much better to separate in our minds the French system with its C or T for the 7th note from the hexachordal system. So Fa, Sol, La, Mi, Fa. Why? Well, if we go backwards, we will see something interesting. Fa, Mi, La, Sol, Fa. Now, have a look at the red writing in bold that's underneath the printed text from the textbook. And you'll see that Fa is Fa, going backwards. Mi is Mi. And then we have La there. Well, if we're going backwards, we sing it La. If you look up at the very, very top, you will see La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Fa. So Fa, Mi, La, Sol, Fa. So this is exactly correct according to the system of Guido. The only difference is that the last three are La, Sol, Fa and not Mi, Re, Fa. Now, some medieval textbooks that I've seen say that when you're singing descending, you always sing La, Sol, Fa. And this is quite evidently where the English got it from. But what the English did was decided that they're going to descend and ascend in the same way. And this is why it's different. So they took the descending scale and made that also into the ascending scale. So it goes fa sol la mi fa in all circumstances, with mi being fixed and never changing. Let's have a look now at the system that was used in Naples, which is the system that we will be using. Fa, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa. That's in bold red at the bottom of the picture. I'll do it again. Fa, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa. And then going back, fa, mi, la, sol. On the way back, re is sung as la. Fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, fa. So that's the system that was used in Naples and by most musicians in Europe, except for the English, who had their own little variation. But they kept it going for much longer. So when Napoleon sent his troops into Naples and shut down the Naples academies and imposed the French curriculum, this system was no longer taught in Naples and slowly disappeared. It kept being used in England for a considerable time period. And it was used because it was very, very useful and very powerful and did a very good job of creating musicians who could sing very well. And the choirs in Lancashire were famous, and they used this system. And we will be using this system. So let me go through the compound scale again. We're looking at the little red writing at the top of the picture. Fa, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, fa. And just doing the octave, fa, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, fa. Fa, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, fa. So that's it. That's the English or Lancashire system, the Italian system or the Neapolitan system, and the system developed by the French. The thing that's really interesting about the system of Guido is that mi, fa and fa, mi always falls on the semitone. And so it doesn't matter what note you start to play on, as long as you keep the syllables in the right order and you remember that mi, fa and fa, mi is always a semitone, then you will have a diatonic scale no matter where you are. And if you want to modulate from one to another, then it's very easy to do. And we'll talk about that another time. I hope you found this useful. I'm going to be going through many examples from this particular textbook, and I hope you find that they are of some use in learning this system of solfeggio.